When you feel that this creature has a leg up on you, it's really, it's frightening. A lot of times it's silent out. Maybe have some wind blowing. There's nothing going on. It's a very strange feeling, it's eerie. I'm being hunted at that point. And then all of a sudden this creature just appears out of nowhere. My dad put a professional fisherman in the making. Look at that. He wrote that in 1971. Growing up, I was very sort of isolated. I lived in kind of a neighborhood that didn't have a lot of kids. Always be very adventurous, and I would go out. And my father was great because he let me do that. My dad was an early saltwater fly fisherman. We would go out on his small little skiff, and I would just marvel at the strength and just the form, and he had this great cowboy hat, and it was just the greatest. And I would sit there and go, wow. He was very graceful. He was very insightful. And I think the reason I'm here today doing what I'm doing is because of that gracefulness that he had. I remember we were on the Salmon River one time, and I fell in the river, but he was below me, and he caught me. And he looked at me and said, "You learned a great lesson there, didn't you? You waded out too far." So this sense of independence is what fishing has always done for me. It brings me to a space of peace and even achievement. And that sort of achievement is all I really ever wanted in life. You know, I never wanted to be a lawyer or a doctor. I always wanted to be a good fisherman.
Conway Bowman, I met Conway about 50 years ago. His dad brought him into the shop. He had just a little skiff and goes out and wants to try to fish for sharks. And the more people he asked, and I'm trying to remember who he talked to about it.
So I was tied up and I saw this little rugrat, and he'd always be looking at the shark when I'm unloading them, putting them in my truck and stuff. He goes, "Hey, do you think I could catch those things on a fly rod?" And I said, "Yeah, knock yourself out, kid."
I think I was the third guy to ever take a Mako on fly. And by Conway's standards, I mean, from what he's seeing today, we were in the juvenile ward. These fish were maybe 30, 40 pounds.
What most people, I think about when they hear about people fly fishing for Makos is they don't believe it.
Got a kick out of it when people would come in and he'd say, "Hey, do you know this guy that fishes for Makos?" I said, "Yeah, I know him."
There's no greater accomplishment than hooking a big shark on a fly rod all by yourself in a 17-foot aluminum boat with no electronics, really? But it's pretty stupid. At least people thought it was.
Well, like I say, when I first met Conway, I just raised an eyebrow and I said, "Yeah, go for it, kid."
When I feel a Mako shark is in the area or I'm in a good zone, I will go ahead and do some taps on the hull of my boat, like bum, 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 bum. I find that brings them in, especially really big ones. The Mako shark is by far the most dangerous shark in the ocean. They're fast, they're relentless, they're heartless. They will tear you up and come back for more and just pick you away until there's nothing left.
These sharks, they live in the baddest hood of all.
They don't look at you, they look through you.
You stop moving, you get eaten.
When you're looking that creature in the eye, you are inches away from life and death.
I don't know if I believe in the devil, but if I did, that's what it looks like. Looking in that black eye of the devil.
It's that closing moment where they're coming in on you and you're staring them down. It's like, oh man, this is the real deal. This is the moment of truth right here.
These things are like the sports cars of the shark family.
It's exhilarating, but it's terrifying at the same time. I'm in that creature's world now. Why do I do this? I don't know. Again. Oh, broke on.
How's your wife feel about what you do?
What, third date?
Yeah, our third date was...
I take her fishing and I didn't tell her we were shark fishing, and she's a surfer and she doesn't like sharks. We're not like, but you were sort of a...
Yeah, I mean, when you're a surfer, sharks are not the first thing you want to encounter.
So I take her out and I set a chum slick. She's like, what are you doing? I said, oh, I'm setting a chum slick. We're gonna shark fish. And she's like, what? And she sat on the bow of the boat like in silence for like 45 minutes. An 80-pound Mako came into the slick.
That's great. Perfect cast. Okay, here we go. Leave it right there. Here we go. Good.
She hooked it.
Okay, real? Can?
You see him?
I think so.
Got it to the boat. It was great. I saw the picture. It's a great picture. And I released it, and then that was like, you thought...
That was awesome.
Yeah, okay. I don't want to speak for her, but...
Yeah, I thought it was awesome.
And then that was it. I'm like, oh, okay. Fishing's the easy part of life.
Haircuts, travel ball. What else? What else do we have to balance, honey?
Well, I think the thing that's so fantastic about Conway and shark fishing is that for the most part, it's his. It's something that he pursued a long time ago, and I'm really proud of him for putting his stamp on fly fishing for Mako sharks. Whether it's catching sharks or going hunting or doing an Ironman, I think that our two boys think that their dad is pretty amazing.
Right in the middle of the slick right here. And then when he gets on it, make one strip and then he'll...
I think it's amazing. A lot of my friends actually ask. It's like after I tell them what my dad does, they're like, dude, your dad's super cool and stuff like that. Like, there's no way your dad does that.
Yeah, my dad and I did everything together. You know, he was my baseball coach, he was my football coach, but he was my fishing partner. My father was always a consistent presence in my life. He was there. But many of those moments we spent together fishing in Idaho or on the bay here in San Diego or offshore, it was more just time spent together, not a lot of conversation. And I think that's what I got most out of that. He let me be me. So my dad passed in 2020, and you know, he was amazing. He passed at 93. He got diagnosed with this rare lung cancer, and it knocked him down. But it didn't hold him back. That last year of his life, he would drive 30 miles every Saturday to come see his grandsons. You know, and I see him in my kids every day because he was so dedicated to them. Even when he was in his most dire moment, riddled with cancer, not showing that to us, seeing someone who was suffering so much, to put that much effort, that greatly influenced me as a father, knowing that family is the most important thing because it's really all we have. We had one last request, is to get him home so he could be home. I got to see him and I held his hand and we had a conversation. And I truly believe he heard me. I just said, you know, how proud I was that he was my father.
They had basically been like best friends for life. And
It was rough. I mean, you know.
it was very sad to watch somebody lose their best friend.
How'd that feel? It's fun. Did you do that again?
I think it made him even more cognizant of what it meant to be a father and to have the boys look up to him as a role model.
I said, how would your dad do it? And Conway says, I draw from that all the time.
He just does a lot of stuff with me and my brother and just like our family in general.
It makes me feel glad that I have a dad like that will just get out of his way to play catch with me.
I think that comes from his dad, definitely, because his dad was an amazing man. Like everything he did was for his kids.
You know, I've got great fishing. I can travel the world. I can do all this stuff. But you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's your home. Once I became a father, I really realized that.